Indiana Fever basketball is right around the corner. Training camp is underway. The season is fast approaching, and there is a lot of excitement about this Indiana Fever basketball team, especially because of the free agent additions, the additions via the trade. DeWanna Bonner, Natasha Howard, multi-time All-Stars, multi-time WNBA champions, Sophie Cunningham, Sydney Colson coming to the team. A lot of excitement, veteran experience, winning experience added to an already talented core of Caitlyn Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, and Aaliyah Boston. Not to mention new head coach Stephanie White, maybe not so new, she's been here before, leading the charge. A lot of excitement, a lot of cause for excitement, and certainly it's reaching a fever pitch ahead of the season for the Indiana Fever. Like I said, training camp is underway. Between Sunday and Monday, we heard from Caitlyn Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, DeWanna Bonner, and head coach Stephanie White ahead of the season.
Well, I think the biggest benefit, obviously there's the aspect of having a new coach and a lot of new teammates. So in that regard, it's still a learning process and trying to figure your teammates out and figure out the new system. But the pace and the physicality and all of that, you're used to it, you're ready for it, you're ready for the speed of how things are going to move. I think that having that under your belt is kind of what's helped me the most here. But at the same time, it's a learning process for all of us. There's most of the team here and most of the girls here are new players. So and the ones that have come back, new coach, we're just trying to learn in the same way and build relationships with our teammates. So similar in that regard, but at the same time, having a year under my belt is really helpful.
Did you feel like photo of your arm go viral last month?
Yeah.
How much stronger do you feel kind of coming into training camp?
Yeah, that was my biggest focus in the offseason is just trying to get stronger and really working on that. And really thankful for Sarah, our strength and conditioning coach, put in a lot of time with me, and we were in here consistently. I think that was the biggest thing for myself is just having that consistency to be able to work on it for 6 months or whatever it was. So I certainly feel a lot stronger, and I'm a pretty self-aware person. I knew that was going to be a huge part of it, and it's going to help me offensively, it's going to help me defensively, it's going to help me not get as tired throughout games. So yeah, definitely one of the focus points of my off season is just getting stronger, and even through these 2 practices, I can certainly feel it.
What was it like going 7 months without having any basketball responsibilities, and how do you think you'll be better off this season because of a significant layoff?
Yeah, it was an adjustment for sure. I was so used to playing basketball for basically a year of my life. That's all I did, so the rest was certainly great. And I thought it was going to feel long. It really didn't. It felt really short. We played a lot of pickup. We were in here all the time. I was in here with Keith all the time. Had teammates coming in and out all off season working with me and wanting to get better. So like I said, I thought it would feel kind of long and drag a little bit, but it goes way quicker than you think. But that rest aspect for myself, just getting my body where it needed to be and really working on things that I needed to work on was super important. But I'm ready to compete again, so I'm excited.
What about her mental?
When DeWanna signed with the team, she said it's one of her careers she's playing for championships, and obviously a championship experience and those veterans they brought in. How much does that get to add to the culture, or just what it takes to win at a high level?
Yeah, DB has been tremendous. She's such a selfless leader. She's here to win. She says that, but she really means it, and she leads in that example every single day. We were just sitting over there talking after today, just talking about practice and things we need to work on, things that went well, things that everybody knows we have so much talent, but at the same time, you got to put that together. It's not going to be all right, you have all these great players, you step out on the court, it's going to work. It's going to take a little bit of time to figure things out, figure out how everybody works with one another. So DB's been tremendous, and obviously, not only as a leader, she's a tremendous basketball player too, and she's won championships. She knows what it is. So when she speaks, everybody listens. So I think that was a piece of the thing we were missing last year. Is we didn't really have that inside of our locker room. So just really grateful for that, and just the way she talks and she leads. For me as a second-year point guard, I want to win for her. This is the end of her career. She deserves it.
You have a lot of alpha personalities on this team. How is everybody kind of finding their space to then also be a listener, though, when the time is right?
Yeah, I think that's what makes you a good teammate. And I don't think anybody's trying to be alpha. Everybody's trying to be a good listener and be there for your teammates. It's how do you find the balance of doing both? How do you speak up and be a great leader, but at the same time, how do you listen and how do you get better? And I think it all speaks to the relationships that you have with your teammates. Is you got to go out of your way to build those. So when something goes wrong or you have to hold somebody accountable, they know it's coming in the best interest of the team. So I think it just starts with building relationships, getting to know your teammates, but at the same time, we have so much great personality on this team. That's what's going to make it fun. That's what fans are going to love and to watch about us. We're going to have a lot of fun playing basketball, and you embrace that about your teammates as well.
Can you feel that just 2 days in, that the personalities come together on this group?
Yeah, I think the vibes are really good, and that's what's really fun about it. Like, you know, obviously we're probably not in the heat of battle yet. I mean, we're out here competing with one another, but at the same time, like, everybody's here supporting one another and having fun and enjoying it. And I think that's what's cool about it.
You did so many unique. You
can go next. Got you. Go ahead.
You did so many unique experiences this offseason. Did any one or two stand out to you about things you were able to get done and be a part of?
Oh, good question. Man, I went to the Masters, so that was pretty cool. It's on my bucket list of like sporting events that I've always wanted to go to, and I was gonna go last year, but it was just too close with the turnaround of camp and the draft, so that was really fun. I think the aspect of nobody having their phones, like, that was really cool. Like, people have to come up and be like, hey, like, you have to actually have a conversation with people that you like, so that was really fun. Like, you don't want your phone either. Like, you're just sitting there, you're enjoying a sport. I think sitting on the 18th green Sunday at the Masters is like one of the coolest things ever. Like, everybody's watching the leaderboard change in real time, and honestly, with how that round played out, with how Rory, you know, had a 4-stroke lead, then Justin Rose took the lead, then it was tied, like, getting to watch that on the leaderboard and then them come down 18, like, I don't know if anything will be able to top that, but I got a few more on my bucket list, so I'd probably say the Masters, and man, I did a lot of fun stuff, but yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
Speaking of your off season, did you feel like you were able to kind of just get a mental break, like mental reset after such a whirlwind of your first season?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I love talking to you guys all the time, but there was a point where the line had to be drawn, so I'm glad to see you all back here, but it was nice to get away from everything and just kind of be able to live my life as a normal person, enjoy things that I love to do, you know, cook, bake, be outside, go watch other sporting events, like see my family, just like be Caitlyn and enjoy things that I really enjoy. And don't get me wrong, like, I loved basketball and, you know, having the spotlight and playing with my teammates, like, that's one of the most fun things in the world, but at some point, like, we had a great year, and eventually getting away from that was really healthy for me, but it came to a point where I was itching to get back in here after like a month, so I'm happy to be back at the same time.
Stephanie said this weekend that this is the most talented roster that she's seen the W put together. How do you assess that when you look at who's around you?
Yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot of talented teams in this league. I think our talent is in a variety of ways, where you have a young group of players that is really talented. Then you have the veteran leadership. You got Sid, you got DB, you got Tosh. Then you got Soph and Lex. Like, and then you look at people that may never step on the court that could be playing on other teams, possibly even start on other teams. So it's going to take a lot of selflessness from everybody, but at the same time, like, when you win, that's what's fun. And nobody cares about their personal stats. Nobody cares about how many points you scored, how many rebounds you had, how many minutes you played. Like, everybody's going to have to give a little bit, but that's what it takes to win. And Steph has preached that since she's got here in Indy, and I think the people that they've brought here to Indy too embody that in everything that they do. So we're excited.
I think for us, with the new atmosphere, new coaching, everything is just absolutely new. It feels really good. It feels fresh. It's kind of like when you take your clothes out the dryer, kind of like fresh. It just feels different, and it feels good because we have new leadership, we got new players, we got vet leadership, and so I think all that combined just makes for a good atmosphere right now. It feels good.
How does that help you guys elevate even more for the players who are returning?
It makes it easier. I remember this time last year, it didn't feel good, so we had to get that in order first in order for people to start playing well. It's like the domino effect. But I think once your culture is kind of established, how you guys see it now, I think it makes everything else way easier. I don't know if that makes sense, but way easier.
It makes sense.
What's it been like adjusting to Stephanie White and I guess that culture you're talking about?
Oh man, I have nothing but great things to say about Stephanie. From the time I was in China playing and her trying to get me back here, and the leadership that she took to make sure I felt welcome and felt safe coming back and playing under her. She's done an unbelievable job with all of us one by one and making sure we all feel different but in a good way. And I think with her leadership along with the assistant coaches, we've already cultivated how we want to play, and so that already feels good as a player coming from Stephanie.
What do you know?
Up tempo, fast. Obviously, how me, C-Squared, those guys are. But I think when we cultivate DB and your older ones in it, I think we're gonna have more of a winning culture and not just playing fast. So now we get the best of both worlds.
Kelsey, I hear the word about kind of getting some grace in the hustle.
Yeah.
How do you balance keeping things intense early but recognizing that y'all are still figuring each other out?
Culture. And I think once you establish the respect in the room, The environment is always is value with that. I think those days that are tough that you do have to give grace for, it's respect behind it. We don't expect perfection right now, but we do expect discipline and we expect hard work. So if we could cultivate that and then give ourselves some grace when it's time to go win games, I think we will.
Is that element a little different because you brought some women in here
Yeah.
with a ton of experience?
Yeah, it
the
is.
Championship culture that's come here.
Yeah, I think that your DBs, your Sophies, and even like Sid, it's like a wild card because they won and they know it on different levels. You got to think Sid Colson was maybe started on the bench but had to go get minutes, and she won a championship. And then it was the same with Natasha Howard. It's the same with DB. So we get a different leadership of vets that came. It's going to teach us how to win. So it's pretty fun.
What has stood out to you about the attitude and focus and as you try to set the tone for this season?
I think the best part right now is everyone wants to be here. You know, it's really downplayed. It sounds cliche, but it's nothing like being where you want it and everybody feels value in order to go have a good training camp, have a good preseason, so you can have a good first game when the season starts. But I think right now it's just that good feeling of everybody feel like, hey, I want to be here and I want to compete. So I think that's the first step.
Kelsey, Stephanie said in an event this weekend that this is the best talent wise of a roster that she's ever seen.
Right.
How do you, what's your opinion on that? Do you agree with her?
I do. I think that we have every kind of player in this league. And I don't know if you guys watch the OKCs or the Houston Rockets. They have so many, even our Pacers guys. Like our guys do a really good job of everyone have a different effect and a different demand on the game. And I think that talent cultivated in one room, we make ourselves really, really, really now unstoppable if we want to be. And I think it makes for a great team.
On that note, have you guys, this is a team that can contend for a championship.
Yeah.
You guys explicitly talked about that yet, or is it so focused on these early days of training camp?
I think that we've already foresaw as players how it's supposed to look. But it's different once you get in it and you gotta know people, and I don't know you and you don't know me, so I gotta get to know you and I gotta get to know you, and so together it just takes some time. I think that chemistry and that level right now is just really, we have to establish that in order for us to win games, and I think that's the most important right now in training camp.
Kelsey, you mentioned chemistry.
Yeah.
Obviously you and Caitlyn going into year 2.
Yeah.
How is it like hitting the ground running versus trying to figure out how to play with each other like last year?
It actually doesn't feel different. From the moment I met Caitlyn and the moment she met me, like I said, when you respect your teammates and respect as competitors, it makes for a better relationship. It makes for a better dynamic, and I think that me and C-Square established that 2 years ago now. So I think everything with us is going to always be kosher and really put together because we've already established who we were as people and as players and how we can help make each other better. So it feels good to me already.
How do you think Caitlyn has changed from your 1 year?
I think their strength, for one, is always, from a physical standpoint, her strength and her ability to now make plays that people don't think about. Whether it's that skip to skip, a person of her caliber, it seems small, but it's going to make her go from having 25 to having 28, or 10 assists to 12 assists. So, for one, her strength, and then after that, professional, learning, watching film, knowing what you need, and I think that's going to take time for her specifically, but the rest is for her is already in the bag. I think strength is always going to be a main thing for her.
Kelsey, how much better prepared do you feel like the 5 of you are
Yeah.
to embrace, you know exactly what you're getting with the noise and the crowd, and how do you also prepare everybody else for what's to come?
I think that mix of leadership that we have from your DBs, so Tosh Howard and Sid, it's going to help ease things out based on the people that's coming around to see us. But I also think that it helps us. Let me say this. Before we got here a month ago, we were all coming in. We would come from our respective homes to establish that already. So I think that 5, we've established that like 2 or 3 weeks ago. It might have been open run, it might have just working out, but we've already kickstarted how we want to play in here so we could do it here.
Thanks, Tom. One with the team, and after everything was offseason and being back here.
It's been great. It's been exciting the entire offseason, really having players in and out and, getting a head start on some of the things that we want to implement, but more than anything, a head start on building relationships. So it's been great. We've had 2 really good days, competitive days, and we're doing our best from a coaching perspective of trying to put them in positions to be successful and build our rotations. Thank you.
Seb, what have you tried to emphasize? What has been the key talking points throughout the first couple days and really throughout this week?
Well, I think the first emphasis is defense, really, and making sure that we understand the expectation on that end of the floor and how we want to play, the physicality with which we want to play, the mindset. how we want to be on the defensive end of the floor. And then I think offensively, it's just, being creative, learning how to make plays. It's understanding that you can be in any position on the floor. That we want to be truly positionless, and then how do we put one another in positions to be successful? What actions benefit your teammates the best? And then learning how to play, making mistakes and self-correcting when we are making those mistakes in live action.
You said this weekend that this is the most talented roster you've seen in the W history. What do you see? Like, what makes it that way?
It's the most talented roster I've been a part of.
You've been a part of?
I've been a part of.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Not I wouldn't say in W history. There have been some pretty talented ones. As far as the teams that I've coached in the W, it's the deepest, most talented roster that I've really been a part of. I mean, we've had teams where we've had 2 or 3 that can really play, and then you surround them with a lot of great role players. But I think as far as you look at the depth of this roster and the opportunity to play with a lot of different lineups and play a lot of different ways. And so again, for us as coaches, it's how quickly can we build rotation, how quickly can we find out strengths and weaknesses of who can play well together, and the different types of ways that we can play on both ends.
Steph, I want you to use the word grace in the huddle at the end right
Yep.
there. How do you kind of give everybody the balance between staying intense but just taking a breath here in these first few days as you learn each other?
Well, I think one thing is any of us who have been around for a long time understand that player-led teams are the best-led teams, right? And the ability to hold one another accountable, to be held accountable, and yet give grace when we know that we're going through all these changes. I mean, we have 5 returning players. Everybody else is new. We want to be able to give grace through our process of accountability, to understand that we're growing. Like, we're not anywhere near where we're going to be when it comes time for the playoffs, and every single day we've got to grow through some uncomfortable things. And so to hold one another accountable, to hold yourself accountable, to be held accountable, but also to give grace throughout this process and understand that we are learning as we go.
Does it need to be a little uncomfortable to know that it's working perhaps?
It has to be uncomfortable. Winning is uncomfortable. It's hard. And so we have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. We have to be able to keep our focus on where we want to be, but also understand that it's not linear, right? That it's not linear.
You've seen Caitlyn play a lot, but what's it been like to pick her brain? And also to your point about grace and competitiveness, he walks that line probably in a bigger spotlight than most people.
Yeah, I mean, I think first and foremost, one of the things that I knew about her from afar, but just seeing it on a daily basis is the way she works. I mean, we talk about work ethic a lot, but work style is another thing. And she doesn't waste reps. She literally does embody the how you do anything is how you do everything, whether it's a ball handling drill or a shooting drill or setting screens. I mean, she approaches it with such a discipline that she doesn't waste time, and I appreciate that. And so it's been nice and refreshing being in the gym with her.
To piggyback off of the talent you have around her, obviously a lot of veterans and championship experience. How much do you think just knowing what it takes to win will help elevate the entire roster? And
that's huge. I think I've said it probably ad nauseum. Like, they don't know what they don't know, right? And nobody does. Life is a great learning experience for all of us. But having players who have been in here who have won championships, on the sideline and in the locker room with them. I mean, Tasha Howard's won 3. Certainly think of Sig Colson has won 2, and DB's won championships. Breon January and Karima Christmas have won championships. So having those players alongside her that can help guide and understand what it takes on a daily basis, what it takes on a play-to-play basis, whether it's something as simple as letting a call go or letting a play go and moving on to the next, or whether it's something as important as when we're watching film, what are we watching, right? We're not just ball watching, we're watching all the little nuance that comes along with trying to get into our action or trying to be in a defensive coverage. So it's really important, and these guys have lived it, and so they're going to be great resources.
Do you find it challenging that you're new, a lot of the rosters new at the front office, and you're almost a blank slate in a way that is advantageous for you trying to build something?
I don't know if I'd say it's a blank slate because a lot of us are so familiar. When you think about Kelly and myself and Bree and Rima and even Austin, really, I mean, he was one of those practice guys wearing the white jerseys for us for such a long time. So I think it's a different kind of slate, right? It's almost we're in a springboard to where we want to get to. There's a comfort level in understanding expectations, but we're all different than we were, 10 years ago or 9 years ago or however long it was. And Amber's been around. And Amber knows. She's been in a lot of different organizations. She's experienced a lot of different things. So, I think there's a comfort with that. But we're also continuing to challenge one another to get better and to strive for more.
In what ways do you think Caitlyn will be a better version of herself just after having 7 months off to take a breath and really be mentally prepared for what's to come this season?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, just the mental and physical break. It is. I don't really, admire the college players that have to come from playing a 40-plus game college season to then having to come straight into the W. It's physically grueling. It's mentally taxing. Let alone what Caitlyn's had to deal with. I think it was great for her to get a break. I think it was great for her body, her mind, her soul, probably, and then it was great for her to get in the weight room. I think that was one of the first things that she noticed was just the physicality in this league is different. And so being able to address getting in the weight room, getting stronger, being able to stay on balance, better, time under tension, all of those things, core stability, all of those things. And then to be able to get in the gym and really hone in on some nuance of her game that's going to help her get to another level.
With DeWanda coming in here as a 15-year veteran, just how have you seen that leadership come along really quickly?
DB is vocal. She might not say it in front of the masses, but she certainly is going to bring the team together and bring players off to the side and talk to them about what it takes, about the little things. She's experienced a lot of different things, whether it's been teammates, playing with some of the best in the world, franchises, coaches, all of those things. And so just having her wisdom, having her knowledge, and having her mama bear personality. I mean, it's so important because she understands, how to hold you accountable, but she understands how to love on you too.
How important was it for Caitlyn to be in market with their staff throughout this season? You guys got in, were able to get in the gym, but how beneficial was that? Just being new to each other.
I think it's a huge advantage for us. Certainly because of the way that she can get in not just in the gym to work on her game, but to understand what we want in our system, right? To be able to work with Keith. Keith understands our actions. He understands how we wanted to cover Caitlyn, a year ago. So what are some of the things that we would challenge her to work on? And then the expectation of like, this is what we're about, whether it's offensively, defensively, this is how we want to work. I mean, it aligns anyway. She's that type of mentality and that type of player. But to have it reinforced daily, I think was a great advantage, not just to her, but to us.
All right, Dominic, we'll start here and work our way around, please. Thank you. Go ahead.
Just day one, just how we feel in off-season that's finally here. The season's close. How day one go?
It was great. I think the energy was high. It was great to get in the gym and have everyone under the same roof, working together. Super fun, great energy, and we were hitting a lot of shots.
What is it like to be with your college teammate again, Bree Hall?
Oh, it's so nice. I feel like, once again, it's like I'm in my junior year and she's coming in as a freshman, and that's exactly how it was at South Carolina. But I think it's great just being able to watch her learn and kind of take that next step on this in the WNBA, and so it's just pretty great.
What has the last couple of weeks or however long you have been here been like getting to know everyone, because there's more new faces than returnees?
It's been great. I think what I've enjoyed the most is being able to have it as a process and not just feel like I'm in it, like right here and have to learn everything right away. I've been here for, I think, about 3 weeks. And so just being able to be here, learning the offense, learning the coaches, working on my game, and being able to put it into play now, it feels really great.
What have you worked on this summer, I guess, to just build your game and get ready for another season?
I feel like this is my answer all the time. Consistency around the paint in that mid-range area. I think that's going to have to be my bread and butter, and obviously working towards the three. But I think just thinking about our offense, and for me, it's just going to be confident in taking whatever shot that I choose to take, in a sense, because I've worked on it. And I think the coaches do a great job of instilling that confidence in all of us that you're capable of taking and knocking down any shot you take.
Any takeaways early on from how Steph runs her practices?
Yeah, it's different from what we have been used to here, but it's pretty great. I think she gets to the point, we do what we have to do, and then we get on to the next thing. I think that's pretty great. So it's kind of on us on how we move through the workout and the practice, but it's been pretty great. I think today was a great first day.
Got a couple of vets in Natasha and DeWanda. Just what's it been like working with them?
It's been great. I think what I love about them the most is the way that they communicate. No matter what they're talking to you, they're telling you what they think, what they see. And I feel like as a player that wants to continue to grow, there's no better feeling than that, is having an experienced vet that has won so many times. Is just being able to learn from them is amazing.
One day, but the potential of this group and all the talent here and Steph, like, does that excite you?
It does. I feel like it excited me since we made trades and we got everyone on the roster in a sense, and now to finally be on the court, I think it's just even more like the energy is even higher because you could always picture it when you see it on social media. Oh, we have DB. Oh, we have Tosh. But now to be in the same place, in the same building, on the same team, it's a great feeling.
Aaliyah, what's it like to go into a second year with Caitlyn and kind of knowing each other's game, whereas last year you had to kind of learn the fly?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be better for both of us because I think initially last year, obviously at the beginning of the season, it was a little rough just trying to continue to figure out that play, but now we know exactly how we like to play, how we like to get the ball, what we like to do in transition, and so I think it's just going to make it super easy because we're just going to be able to flow right into it.
What's kind of the attitude coming in with totally new expectations and realizing new opportunities because of those additions?
Yeah, I don't think the expectations has changed for the Fever. I think it's about winning, being able to be the top of the league, come home with that ring. I feel like every year you go into a new season, that is your expectation. So that hasn't really changed, but I think obviously having the staff, a new staff, and obviously new faces, it's like everyone knows what that expectation. Everyone knows that this is what we're coming in to do. And so once again, it makes the practice so much easier because you know what you're competing for.
Kind of your first impressions. You're familiar with the coaching staff, but not the team as much. How'd that go today?
I think it went really well for our first day, especially like integrating so many new pieces with the rookies and then all the turnover that we had. I'm kind of impressed. You know, the ball wasn't flying all over the gym, so that's the start. But just trying to learn each other's strengths. So it's been a lot of fun.
You had a lot of experiences in the WNBA. What do you make of this team? I know it's just day one, but I'm excited about the potential of this team.
Yeah, young legs. The youth is on our side. Got a lot of firepower, a lot of weapons. You know, it's really, really hard to win in this league, and you need that these days. You know, every team is good, so I'm just excited to see what kind of combinations and pieces that Steph put together to put us in a good position to score.
Luana, what's the balance between, like, obviously giving grace because it's first day, but being a competitor and wanting things to be a certain way?
I think it's all come down like to discipline. Yeah, we're gonna have turnovers, but doing the things the right way, and then just being repetitive until you get it right. But I think we got a good group of kids and a good group. I say kids because I'm older, but a good group of ladies who understand what it takes to be. They want to get to the next level, so you don't really have to do too much, but just understanding that it's going to take time and give yourself a little grace, but at the same time, we're going to do it the right way.
So those ladies, obviously Caitlyn, so what's it been like just building that relationship with you two? I saw you kind of messing around with each other on the court, so it looks like it's going pretty well.
Yeah, for sure. She's such a dynamic player. She does a lot for this team, and we understand that. So I think everybody's here just want to make her life easier, and she wants to make everybody else's life easier. So just putting all the pieces together that we can be a threat on, every level of the court, not just with Caitlyn this year. So I'm just ready to put it all together, and it's so crazy because we got 4 days where we play a preseason game, so I think we got to put it together pretty quick. But yeah, the relationship is going great. Yeah, I love C.
What's it like coming in here as a vet and kind of taking on that leadership role with a new team and new year?
It's different, definitely different because you go from playing with an older group in Connecticut to a younger group, but the most impressive thing I think is them wanting to be better. They want to be a great team. They want to be a great organization. They want the leadership. So just all eyes looking at me like, okay, BB, what do you want to do next? And everybody's just been receptive of me being a leader, and just trying to give all the knowledge I can, but also save my breath because they're fast. They run a lot.
In what ways do you help more on that leadership with Ball? Do you think it'll just be in moments you'll see something and point something out?
Definitely. Just understanding that it's not too high, not too low. I think my leadership is going to come then. In the season when you start off, you're all excited, and then you get to that point where it's kind of, dull a little bit. The excitement wears off, and just understanding, like, we still got to work. We still want to be playing our best ball in September, so I think my leadership is going to come in then, and, right now we just kind of playing off adrenaline and trying to learn and understand each other, so it's exciting.
Sorry, go ahead.
Did today have that defensive influence? You obviously had that in Connecticut. How did that compare as you guys try to add that defensive versatility here?
Yeah, we know we have to play defense, but I think Steph told us that we were 11th in the league last year in Indiana. We know that's not going to cut it to win too many games, so we know we got to be better. I'm not saying we got to be the best defensive team in the pack, but that'd be nice. But at the same time, we got to dial in and lock in a little bit more if we're going to win games, and if we don't, we're going to lose. So I'm a competitor, so I'm going to make them compete. I'm going to make them compete on defense. That's what I've been doing the last couple of years. So it's fun. We'll make it fun.
Having practiced under Steph plenty before, was there anything that you kind of shared with your new teammates about
what to expect from a practice?
If you only knew how many text messages I got, like, what is practice going to be like? What is practice going to be like? I'm like, yeah, she's going to run you to death. No, I'm just kidding. But, yeah, I did get a lot of text messages the night before and just trying to understand Steph and what it takes. And like I said, this team wants to be better. You know, this team wants to be great. So just getting those text messages was like, wow, like, you can tell people are dialed in and they want this and they want this leadership from Steph and from myself. So I just kind of gave them a rundown of the training camp. And then afterwards, I'm like, not so bad, huh? And they're like, yeah, it wasn't too bad.
You want to, as a veteran, oftentimes it's like, oh, you want to sustain a certain level of play, but what things are you still trying to get better at this stage of your career?
Oh, yeah. I feel like I'm always learning. I feel like Austin is like our offensive coach, and I'm always going to him trying to understand what I can do. And it's so crazy now. I'm trying to relearn everything. Yeah, I know the system, but it's like they need different things from me on this team that they needed from Connecticut. So just understanding where I need to be in the offense and how to make everybody else, you know, a little bit better and be comfortable. Because I feel like I'm 15 years in, so I know how to make myself comfortable. My teammates are still kind of new, so I want them to be comfortable, and then I will adjust more than them. Yeah.
Once they let us in, it seemed like Blue was really sharing the ball a lot, really quickly on the offensive end. Is that encouraging, kind of foundationally with games as close as they are?
Yeah, I feel like that's the way you have to win. You can't make it like a one-man show or one person, because that's how the defense easily lock in. We know we got a lot of weapons, and we know we need to share the ball. I'm all for that, to make the easiest shot on the court, and the best shot on the court is kind of what we're going to go by. And I think we're doing a good job of just figuring it out. And today was the first day; it went well. So who knows? We might mix the team up tomorrow and be something different. But just keep learning each other.
You'll be able to watch the Indiana Fever very, very soon. May 3rd right here at Gainbridge Fieldhouse against the Washington Mystics, and then May 4th in Iowa City at Carter Hawkeye Arena, Caitlyn Clark's old stomping grounds, against the Brazilian national team. That's how the preseason gets started for the Indiana Fever, and before you know it, regular season play will be here, and you'll be able to watch many, many games right here on WTHR, your local TV home of the Fever. Keep it locked on WTHR Plus, and of course on air for all your Indiana Fever coverage. For now, outside of Gainbridge Fieldhouse, I'm Dominic Miranda, 13 Sports.